History is written by the victors, but what happens when the victors vanish without a trace? What if the grandest empires that ever existed were simply swallowed by time, leaving behind only whispers and shadows? We are taught history as a clean timeline of kingdoms rising and falling, of rulers and their grand tombs. But beneath this neat surface lies a darker, more perplexing reality. A world of ghost empires and phantom kings of civilizations that commanded vast territories, but whose very names are lost to us. And of powerful sovereigns who shaped the world, yet whose final resting places remain one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Tonight, we journey into the fog of the past to uncover the stories of empires without names and rulers without graves. Let's begin in Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. Here, around 2334 BC, a man named Sargon forged the world's first ever empire, the Akkadian Empire. Imagine a dominion stretching across modern-day Iraq, Syria, and parts of Turkey. Sargon of Akkad wasn't born a king. He was a cupbearer who rose from obscurity to conquer the known world. The Akkadians were pioneers. They standardized weights and measures, built extensive road networks, and created a postal service. Their art reached unparalleled levels of realism. For over a century, they were the undisputed superpower of the ancient world. And then they vanished. Around 2154 BC, the Akkadian Empire collapsed, suddenly and catastrophically. Ancient texts blame a curse from the gods, a punishment for Sargon's grandson desecrating a temple. Modern scientists point to a more tangible culprit, a dramatic climate change event. Evidence from soil samples suggests a 300-year drought descended upon the region, turning fertile plains into dust. The once mighty empire disintegrated into chaos and famine. But here is the most chilling part. We have no idea where Akkad, their magnificent capital city, is. Archaeologists have searched for it for over a century. We have thousands of cuneiform tablets describing its wealth and power, but the city itself remains lost, a ghost metropolis buried somewhere beneath the sands of Iraq. Sargon, the first emperor in history, is also a ghost. His body has never been found. His tomb, which must have been a monument of staggering grandeur, is lost to time. The man who invented the very concept of empire has no final resting place we can point to. Now, let's cross the globe to the arid coast of northern Peru, long before the famous Inca Empire. Here, a different kind of power rose from the desert sands, the Chima Kingdom. From around 900 AD until their conquest by the Inca in 1470, the Chima people built a sophisticated and sprawling empire. Their capital, Chan Chan, was the largest city in pre-Columbian South America. An incredible adobe labyrinth of 9 massive royal compounds, temples, and reservoirs, it housed an estimated 60,000 people at its peak. The Chima were master craftsmen. Their intricate goldwork, stunning pottery, and complex irrigation systems that turned the desert green are a testament to their ingenuity. They had a highly organized society, with a divine king, a powerful nobility, and a vast workforce. Their influence stretched for 1,000 kilometers along the Pacific coast. Yet, if you asked someone on the street to name a pre-Inca civilization, few would mention the Chima. They are an empire overshadowed by their conquerors. The Inca absorbed many of their skills and artisans, but systematically dismantled their political structure. And like Sargon, the great Chimu kings, who once resided in splendor within the 9 palaces of Chan Chan, are phantoms. Each king built his own compound, and upon his death, he was buried within its walls with his treasures and sacrificed attendants. But despite knowing this, the specific tombs of these powerful rulers have eluded discovery, hidden somewhere within the vast, crumbling adobe walls of their forgotten capital. Our journey now takes us to the Horn of Africa, to a kingdom that was once a titan of international trade, standing shoulder to shoulder with Rome, Persia, and China. This was the kingdom of Axum, centered in modern-day Ethiopia and Eritrea. Aksum flourished from the 1st to the 7th century AD. It was a crucial link in the trade route between the Roman Empire and ancient India. Ivory, gold, and exotic spices flowed through its ports. Aksum was so wealthy and powerful that it minted its own currency, a sign of its sovereign might. It was also one of the first empires in the world to officially adopt Christianity in the 4th century. The most iconic remnants of Aksum are the colossal granite obelisks or stelae that tower over the landscape. The largest of them, the Great Stele, stood over 33 meters high and weighed 520 tons, making it one of the largest single-piece stones ever quarried and erected in the ancient world. It's believed these marked the tombs of Aksumite kings, but the greatest king of all, King Ezana, who converted his empire to Christianity and expanded its borders, has a grave that remains a puzzle, and the empire's decline is just as mysterious as its rulers' tombs. Sometime around the 7th century, Aksum began to fade. Theories range from climate change and overuse of farmland to being cut off from trade by the rise of Islam. The kingdom retreated into the Ethiopian highlands, its ports fell silent, and its global influence evaporated. It became a whisper, a footnote in the grand narrative dominated by European and Asian powers. These are not isolated cases. History is littered with these phantom kingdoms. Think of the Indus Valley Civilization, one of the 3 earliest civilizations of the Old World. They built sophisticated, planned cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa with advanced plumbing systems thousands of years before the Romans. They had a system of writing that we still, to this day, cannot decipher. After flourishing for centuries, they declined and disappeared around 1800 BC. We don't know what they called themselves. We don't know what language they spoke. We don't know the names of their leaders or what form of government they had. An entire civilization, home to millions, is an enigma. And what about the rulers who history remembers, but whose final chapter is missing? Alexander the Great, who conquered the known world by the age of 32. He died in Babylon in 323 BC. His body was embalmed, placed in a golden sarcophagus, and was a famous tourist attraction in the city of Alexandria for centuries. The Roman emperor Augustus even visited it. But then it vanished. Sometime in late antiquity, the trail goes cold. The tomb of the most famous conqueror in history is lost. Or Genghis Khan, founder of the largest contiguous land empire ever. He explicitly requested to be buried in a secret, unmarked grave. Upon his death, his funeral escort supposedly killed everyone and everything they met on their journey to the burial site to conceal its location. Then, the slaves who built the tomb were killed, and the soldiers who killed them were also killed. To this day, the final resting place of Genghis Khan, a man who commanded more of the earth than any other, remains the world's most fiercely guarded secret. Why does this matter? Because it reminds us that history is not a settled, finished story. It is a living, breathing puzzle with vast pieces missing. These ghost empires and missing tombs challenge our sense of permanence. They show us that even the mightiest powers, the most monumental achievements, and the most famous individuals can be erased by the sands of time. It's a humbling and frankly unsettling thought. The solid ground of history we think we stand on is full of voids, of echoes and apparitions. These lost empires and nameless kings are not just historical curiosities. They are a testament to the fragility of memory and the enduring power of mystery. They force us to ask, what great stories from our own time will be forgotten? What powerful figures of today will become the phantom rulers of tomorrow? The past is darker and more mysterious than we can ever imagine, and its secrets are still out there, waiting in the shadows to be found. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the fog of history. If you found these stories as captivating as we do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the unknown. Let us know in the comments which lost empire or missing tomb fascinates you the most. Until next time, keep questioning.